What up? I'm B and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things true crime and current events. And today we're going to be talking about Cole Carrigan's new video trying to expose the Ace family and in particular Austin McBroom of the Ace family. Now this is a pretty serious topic, so we're not going to waste too much time on an introduction. So let's just go ahead and get into it. If you've been on Twitter or YouTube within the past 24 hours, you have probably at least seen some people talking about this, if not having watched the full video yourself. Fair warning, this is going to be, like I said, serious, and there is going to be some sensitive content being talked about. I'm not going to get into too many of the details, but just kind of a warning for you there if sexual assault is something that you do not want to hear about or that triggers you. But let's go ahead and just talk about what Cole said in his video and kind of what's happened since then. So Cole said that his friend and his friend's friend were sexually assaulted by Austin. Well, here's the thing. Basically, he talked about how his friend was going to a party with Austin and his dad. Catherine, the wife, of the Ace family, she was not there. And so his friend was sending pictures of her other friends that she was going to bring with, trying to get them approved. I think that's skeevy first and foremost, but that's not what this is about. And once that was all set up, they went and got the address from Austin's assistant, went to this party on a boat. As the sun was going down, they went back to an Airbnb that they were all renting, and Cole's friend and her friend went into their room and they were getting changed and getting ready to hang out for the night, which is when, according to Cole's story, his version of events, Austin, a security guard, Austin's father, and two other men entered the room and raped them. It is unclear whether he's referring to both of the girls or just Cole's specific friend, but he uses very vague language, talks about how she sent him photos of blood that was on the bed, and you can see it's from June 22nd, the same day, but then he calls his friend's friend, I believe. Like I said, he's being very vague throughout this whole thing, and I'm not sure what the intent is of that, if he didn't recognize how vague he was being or what, but talks to his friend's friend, and this girl said that the dad was trying to, Austin's dad was trying to force her to give him oral sex. He was waving his member in her face, and that's when a security guard entered, and so she went into the bathroom, and her friend, which was Cole's main friend, was the one who was raped. After that, they stayed in bed all night, got up in the morning, gave quick goodbyes, and knew that it was said it was really awkward. Everyone felt weird about it, and they left. And so that's basically the main gist of the details of his video. Like I said, it was very vague, very confusing. It is unclear to me after watching it. I watched it 2 times, and I rewound on some of the parts, and I just really tried to get a very clear picture of who it was that they are claiming raped which girl or girls. That's very important to note, but in any case, some form of sexual assault appears to have happened, and Cole ended his video saying that it's really sad that these are the types of people who have clout, who are famous, who have opportunities and fans when they could do something like this. And my opinion on the whole video, the video as a whole, is it didn't necessarily seem like someone who was super concerned for his friend. I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't think that's his story to tell. And even if you are trying to get this out in an effort to, warn other girls, I don't think that's the approach that you would take. He had a good few minutes at the end there where he was like, they don't deserve success, they don't deserve to be famous, they don't deserve this. And so that kind of tainted the whole video for me. Not only the lack of detail, but the fact that that was what he focused on at the end instead of like, this sucks, I'm seeing my friend go through it, please take precautions to protect yourself, so if you're ever in a situation like this, like, you have a plan or something. There could have been a really good like lesson or a safety disclaimer or something. Like, he could have used it for good, but instead the end was just saying that he didn't think the Ace family deserved their fame. And another thing that Cole said in the video was, initially he had reached out to Keemstar and wanted Keemstar to report on this, and he was going to do it, and then apparently Keemstar just ghosted on him, and when he asked how much he had gotten paid to cover the story up, to not talk about it, Keemstar said $500,000. And my initial thought when I first saw that was, there's no way that that is a legitimate tweet, because anyone who has ever taken hush money knows that after you take it, you hush. You don't tell anybody about it. You don't talk about it. You would not just straight up say, oh, $500,000. So I was like, that's weird. I mean, I don't know Keemstar, but I don't think that that seems like something he would do. And it seems like that gut feeling was right, because Keemstar posted a video about it in response to the whole video, and he addressed that saying it was sarcasm. Like, he had been trying to reach out to Cole, he'd been trying to reach out to Cole's friends, and they weren't really getting back to him, and so when Cole asked him that, he made the joke, and then a few hours later said, Cole, I'm being sarcastic. Like, it's a joke. He was trying to get him to, he was being sarcastic so that way Cole would be like, wait, what? And Keemstar basically said he's been offered money in the past to cover up stories. He's never taken it. He never will. He values the integrity of his channel and the honesty that he is able to portray by not being influenced by money. So, another thing that Keemstar said in his video is that initially when Cole talked about it and talked about the story, it was just going to be about Austin cheating on Catherine. It wasn't initially a rape from Keemstar's understanding. It was about, Austin not being faithful. And he also mentioned that he had heard Austin and Cole were hooking up for a period of time. They were having an intimate relationship, and Austin ended it, so Cole wanted to expose Austin because his feelings were hurt. So from Keemstar's understanding, before Cole's video came out, he didn't know that it was supposed to be a rape, and he had said that he just thought it was a hookup, and he was going to be talking about it in his next video, which I went back and watched his previous video before this most recent one, and he did say, we're going to be talking about Austin cheating on Catherine, the cheating scandal. So that gives an indication that I would lean more towards Keemstar. I think he's said some really offensive things in the past, and he doesn't always handle everything super well, but in this situation, the facts seem to be lining up in that maybe this didn't start out as a rape story. It was more for something to get drama and to expose Austin because someone's feelings were hurt. Additionally, one last thing I want to talk about in Keemstar's video is that he said that he was in contact with Leslie Hannibal, who is not Cole's friend, but Cole's friend's friend, who, she was the other girl involved, and she's claiming that Cole misrepresented the story. You can see it on her Instagram, that he misrepresented the story. It wasn't his story to tell, and she included a screenshot of a text that supposedly shows Cole saying that they were not actually going to put a video out there. He just wanted to get some receipts from them to help back up his story, and Keemstar got paid $500,000 to not talk about it, so I bet that we could get at least $100,000 and I'll split it between you guys. Which, texts are super easy to fake. I'm not sure if this girl is coming out sincerely or if it is some sort of connection with the Ace family that she has, or with Austin from the Ace family that she has, that she doesn't want this story out there, but it's just kind of an interesting little piece to take from this whole thing. And so that's pretty much what's happened so far. There are a few things that we should keep in mind. first and foremost, the fact that there are rumors that Cole and Austin were hooking up, that they had an intimate relationship, and that Austin's the one who broke it off. I don't know how legitimate those are, but I don't know. You never know. Anytime something like that comes up, because it's kind of, I mean, not like a fact to me, because I've never experienced it, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how Austin and Catherine pretty much, they're not monogamous. You know, they hook up with other people, they hit on other people, they have extramarital intimate relationships, and so it's not that much of a stretch to think that they could have had one, and maybe this is part of some sort of revenge. And another reason that I think that's important to consider is the fact that Cole's channel is, I mean, it's pretty new. He doesn't have a ton of videos. He doesn't really seem to have like a super honed in niche on YouTube that has helped him blow up. Most of his videos get between 30,000 and 300,000 views, which is a ton of views. Like, it's a lot. But his video about leaving Team 10 got 1.8 million views, and this one has 4.6 million so far. So if you think about what some people will do in order to blow up on YouTube, in order to make that money, it's just something to keep in mind anytime you hear something like crazy and salacious being said by someone who seems to be an outsider, who isn't involved in it, who maybe doesn't have the most like credible, reliable sources, the most detailed storytelling. And another thing, this is unrelated to the content of the video, but watching Cole's video was giving me like such an uneasy feeling, because he wasn't looking at the lens. He was looking like up and to the left. Maybe he had notes up there. Maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable looking into a lens. I don't know, but it was weird. Anyway, another thing to keep in mind is that if this is a legitimate claim, if Leslie coming out and saying that this was misrepresented, if that's all a hoax, if Keemstar is saying, I just heard it was a hookup, not a rape, and he's lying about that, if Cole is 100% serious, has proof, knows that this is a fact, this is not YouTube drama. It's not. This is a crime. And we already have such a problem with women not reporting, women not being taken seriously, untested rape kits being backlogged for years, and rapists going free. Like, rape is a huge problem in America. And it's not something to use for YouTube drama. It's just not. And the fact that that's the thing. If it is a legitimate claim, it should not have been taken to YouTube. It should have been taken to the police, or to a grief counselor, or to a therapist, or to someone in those women's lives who can help them get through it if they are scared of reporting. Because here's the thing, I'm not going to tell anybody that they have to report. I am fortunate in the fact that I've never had to put myself in a situation where I would have to I have never been in any sort of situation or the victim of any sort of crime where I would have to decide if I was going to report or not. So I can't say what I would do. A lot of people are like, oh, just go to the police. You have to go to the police. I'm not going to say that, because I don't know what I would do. But if this really happened to those women, it's not appropriate for YouTube. This is not a chance to blow up, to tear someone else down, to get a family taken off of YouTube and knock them down a peg. This is a serious crime, and women need to handle it in the way that they feel is best for them. And Cole pushing them to let him post this on YouTube, post their screenshots, post a video, like record a phone call of you recounting what, if this is legit, would have had to have been one of the scariest moments of your life. It's just not okay. And on the other hand, if it is not serious, it's disgusting. It is a classic case of using, like, it's not even about using drama for views, because like I said, his regular videos get between 30 and 300,000. His Team 10 video got over 1 million, got almost 2 million, and this one has blown up so far. And you know when you post something like this, it's gonna blow up. And I'm not against using drama to get views. Like, what do I do on a lot of my videos is talk about current events, talk about drama, and talk about things that are happening in the hopes that people will watch, in the hopes that you will watch and like and subscribe to my channel. But the fact is that that's for things that are not crimes. That's for trying to talk about, foolish things that people are doing and add reason to it or add my opinion or whatever. This is accusing someone of a crime. And while it doesn't seem like the Ace family is losing any subscribers, I checked Social Blade, but because of the whole YouTube no longer doing real-time subscriber counts, you can't really tell. It doesn't seem like they're losing anything yet. But if this is a false allegation, it is not only harmful to the women involved, it can be very harmful to somebody who has not committed the crime. So that's just something I want to keep in mind. And I also wanted to talk about Catherine's response to all of this. She said that she died of laughter hearing about it, which again, if it's true, it's horrifying. If it's not true, it's horrifying. That should never be your response to sexual assault or rape allegations, because if it is a legitimate claim, you are mocking someone who was assaulted by your husband, your husband's dad, or your husband's team. And if it's not, you should want to be defending your husband and say, like, this is a ridiculous claim. I hope you know us. Like, being serious and sincere about it instead of making light. But that's just what I think. Looking through Twitter, it seems that everyone is still pretty much on Cole's side about this, except for Leslie Hannibal and Keemstar, who have both come out saying that this is a false narrative that Cole is painting. A lot of drama channels are waiting to speak on this, like Petty Page and T-Spill. They don't really want to say anything until they know, is this legit, is it not? And I totally understand that, because you don't want to report on something that's not true, especially when it's something so serious as this. But it's just been on my head lately. For the past 2 days, it's just been on my mind thinking about it, and I wanted to address it in terms of, the implications that it could have, whether it's real or not. So let me know what you think down below. Do you think that Cole is being sincere, or do you think that this is just all to get more views, more subscribers, and to get back at Austin for a relationship that has ended? Please let me know down below. And I would love it if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel. If you have subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just hang out and talk about whatever. With all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Remember to go out there and be the voice of reason in a world full of crazy. Bye.